Hello everyone, I'm Swain, your host for today. I'm from BTech second year, ECE, and today we'll be hosting the session for the occasion of World Entrepreneurship Day organized by IIC IKGPTU. For today, our speaker will be Devaraj, who is currently a student at Kharagpur, but still during his time in IT Kharagpur, he has started two startups, Adwiti and MasterTag. So Devraj will be explaining how his journey has been, and also he will answer some of the questions if you have some in between. So let's start with the session. So my first question to Devraj will be, Devraj, would you like to explain to our fellow students that what your startups are all about and how your journey has been till now?
Hi guys, good evening, good afternoon everyone. My name is Devaraj. I'm a fourth year undergraduate student at IIT Kharagpur, and I am the founder and CEO of MasterTag. So, coming to the MasterTag is an everyday belonging tracker where you can keep track of your belongings such as the keys, wallet, backpack, purse, etc. So these are all are your everyday essentials, which might not look like a big deal, but when they are actually misplaced, then you can actually know the value of those. So and then they can actually spoil your entire day if it is not actually found at the right time. So we at Master Tag are solving the problem of finding your everyday essentials, where we are basically giving a voice for your non-living things to so that you can actually just say that hey, I'm here whenever you require. So this is what the Master Tag about. And so, coming to the journey, it's actually been 2.5 years so far. Getting into entrepreneurship, it's actually always started with a problem where there was an everyday life problem, which was actually faced by me, and then I actually thought that yeah, this is a problem which is really which is actually need to be solved. And then when you actually encounter a problem, you will definitely know that there might be a better solution than existing, so that it can actually help us in the everyday life. So it basically not at all solves your own problem, but rather it will basically solve millions of other people who are facing the same exact problem. So it's all about the problem, which actually always made me to get started to build an entire product and then to build a business out of it.
Yeah, so Devraj, the first basic question is like everyone in IT wants to back big companies and good packages. So what motivated you to start the startup? Like, is there any motivation behind that or anything?
Yeah. So coming to the point, as I have just mentioned that the problem. So it actually completely depends upon your desire and commitment to actually solve a problem. So it's you will actually you have encountered a problem and you actually know there is a solution, or else you actually have some imagination that this might be a proper solution to this particular thing which is actually disturbing in your life. Then and then after that you basically build a product out of it, and then you will actually be in the entire process, number one, where you have identified something, and then you actually exactly know that this is the problem, this is the exact solution, and you also know that what is the entire process it takes to actually achieve entire product. So here, first of all, you are building an entire product, and then you are taking reviews from your users, and then you are rebuilding it again. You are iterating the product multiple times, and then end of the day, you are giving a satisfiable product for your known for your target audience. So the entire process, when you actually stand out and see the entire process, it's basically the same exact process what basically will be followed in the corporates and in the companies, because they have a product, they have the entire flow, and then if you actually get into the job, this is what the exact thing you're going to do. So it's the entire thing, what actually motivated me is like when you actually start with a like with the idea that like this is something I'm going to build for next 2 years, and like by chance it actually not turned out to be a like right thing, like what in the initial you have thought, but uh, it actually creates a backup for you. Number one, where you can actually add the entire process for your CV, and then like it will be an experience to you, and then you have actually really made your hands dirty in the process, and you know how this entire system works. Then it's actually a pretty easy to you to actually get a job like in your final year if you're actually looking for that. But rather like focusing on building your own startup, it might actually help not only you but the millions of people where you are actually creating value to them. So this is what actually makes me to build the products rather just concentrating on my placement and stuff. Yeah.
Yes, sir. So Devraj, my another question would be that how was the journey like in matter of support, like when you start a startup? It is a risk business. So how were your family supportive about that? Your friends, teachers who guided you through the process? And how you got introduced to all this stuff, like how to start your own startup, how to register it, how you got introduced to over internet or someone helped you out?
Yeah. So, here actually coming to the point, like in the end of my first year, like I'm a student of architecture at IIT Kharagpur. So here we will actually have a lot of work to do, where like there is an entire design process, and then like there is an entire loaded process than our BTech students, rather than a BTech students. So here in the process, we actually spend 3 months of our time to like complete a like entire project, like maybe a 1.5 month project. So in this thing, you actually put entire focus and efforts on the design process. But at the end, you will need to actually make a presentation. So like presentation is basically a sheets in architecture where you need to present the entire project in a couple of sheets. So sheets is what is been visible, like is actually going to be judged. The entire project will be judged based on your sheets. So you will like in the architecture basically we actually used to spend like around 2 days or as 1.5 day to make our sheets, because like that is something so much important in the process. So I actually thought that like making sheets it's actually taking 1.5 day, but there actually would be a better way that your sheets is something the end process, but it's really important. But like there actually would be a tool which can actually make our process easier. Like you actually just input the entire elements and then it will make the sheet and they give you out. This was the unimaginative idea which actually like I actually got, and then this is how the entrepreneurship journey of mine started. So I actually got a problem and then it was faced by me, and then I actually thought that it can actually save architecture students 1.5 day in the entire project. So we actually started building the prototype, and then but here the initially actually didn't had any experience, or else rather actually had a brief like detailed knowledge about building a business. So here I actually joined as a product marketing intern, and then actually thought that yeah, I'm actually working in a startup, so definitely I can actually learn how to build a startup. But it might definitely work out. But in my case, it actually did not work out. So like what exactly happened was, yeah, like I was the best at my role, but not as an entire thing, because like there actually won't be that much transparency between the entire department. So here the point was like it actually had a long road. So I actually thought of like instead of spending time on that to actually spend on my own product, and then to learn, and then to actually make my hands dirty and then build my own product and learn the journey. And this is how the entire part started. And so far like I have launched two ventures, and like worked on a couple of ideas, iterated things, and then talked to people, and then talked to our alums, and then the entire people around us, and then they're coming to the point of family and friends. So these are the people who will definitely give you a support, and then like who will actually make you feel that you can do it. So like first of all, founder actually needs to have that confidence within himself. But like these are the other people who will actually just like these are the people where you actually see every day. and then coming a positive vibe from them, it's actually really makes you up, makes you boost up. So here coming to my family, like in this present startup, they have actually invested a couple of lakhs, and then apart from this, I actually sold my product to my father first, because he was one of my target audience, and then he was like pretty impressed, and then he actually really helped me out, and then the entire family and my brother especially, who actually had a lot of experience into these things, who have actually helped me in the process. But apart from this, the one of the main thing will be the advisor, because whenever you start something, you actually don't know A to Z about something what you're going to build. You actually just have an idea, and then you have thought of like this is going to be a solution, but you don't know how to build. But at this particular point, your advisor will definitely help you out with the domain knowledge and extra other resources, whatever you will be needing. So you need to actually definitely have an advisor. And apart from this, yeah, the founder himself need to actually have that confidence here. I'm going to pull this out. First of all, we should actually not look the entire process as 1 to 100 steps, like in your friend. You can actually just see as there is this step number 2 and 3 in your friend, and then you have a target. You should actually keep a target of just achieving number 2, and then actually proceeding one by one. So it's like it always starts by your commitment, and then one by one steps like forward. And then apart from this, don't actually think that it's a big thing. Like running a startup, like running a business, there are a lot of departments, lot of things to manage. All these things you will be learning in the journey. You should just get into the journey and just start it. You should just get started. So yeah.
Yeah, I didn't want to pause you in the middle, but I was really interested at that point where you told that your father was a first customer. For Indian kids, it's really hard to approach to our own fathers. Like for me, if I approach my father and he was my first customer, I would be the happiest person. But yeah, that's great that your family is so supportive about your startup. So another question, Devraj, as you mentioned that architecture, your field of study, is having so much work that one sheet takes around so much thought of time. So do you actually think that this university curriculum that you are currently enrolled into about BTech or something other course, do you really think that has any relevance to your startup running? That you can run the startup side by side as in college? Because I am asking this from a mindset but some people think that we're in college, we must finish our studies, then gain some experience, then we'll start a startup, and not in university while still in university. So, what are your thoughts about that?
Yeah. So coming to the point, first of all, bachelor life is something like the most important period to actually get started with something new, because here there is no point of you should not there is no requirement of running a house, right? So like there are actually no there are no lot of responsibilities, and then you have actually completed your 12th, the lot of studies, and then after that the bachelors, where I actually feel like the first couple of years, first and second year, need to be meant for exploration. Like you need to actually explore everything, like so that you will finalize what's your cup of coffee to proceed further on. So coming to the academics and other stuff. So yeah, you are actually you are actually solving a problem, right? So if you feel like your academics is a problem, then you need to solve that first. So it's like just keep the entire the process of your student life clear up to the mark. It's like if you're thinking of getting into something else, and then you are studying something else, then you actually just need to complete that. Like it's not like you need to actually get the top in that. So like you can actually completely focus on that. If you actually stand back and see, then our student will definitely have a lot of opportunities, and like lot of time can be removed out of his day. And apart from this, you need to actually prioritize your goals and like what you are exactly going to work for next couple of months. So based on that prioritizing and the goal of yours, after actually the goal is established after your exploration, then it will be pretty easy. But the bachelor life is something which is uh, a, a golden opportunity basically, where there are a lot of resources from your college, number one, and then coming to point number two, like you can actually earn like being a student by working like in internships or else like what do you say like for freelancing projects and etc like for your pocket money and stuff. So it's like there are like lot of ways to actually make your student life better. So like just sort that out. To sort that out, you need to really explore that what do you want to do, and you need to set the process according to that. So like it will be completely manageable. Just you need to think that uh, it is the right time, and then like this is when I'm going to start. Like because like there's no best opportunity than this time and at this right moment. And apart from this, in a, yeah, like in the college days, right? Like in our college life, like there is one biggest point, like that's peer pressure, where it will actually not like let you to actually proceed on things which is like which actually has a long-term goals, right? So like here, like think of if you're a founder, then you are just investing your money, your time, efforts, and everything on that. And like once a friend of yours comes to you and say that yaar मेरे को 50,000 का income मिल गया ना. So like the exact situation what happens to you that time, like it's like mood off, and then like you will be like yaar like what I am doing, like is it required to do है ना, like मैं भी जाके कमा लेता हूँ. Like it's not point of that, it's all about the point of your commitment and your willingness to solve what you're working on. And then like trust me, this will definitely like the entire process of your entrepreneurship journey will definitely help you out in one or the other way. But always it actually has the entire process as its backup. So like why not? You can actually just get into that. Like once you know that like there are backups to it, and then you actually just need to figure out the way. If you want to figure out the way, then you need to be in the journey. That's it.
So Devraj just summed up very important points. So I'll just repeat what he said. So in case any of you missed, I repeat that for you. Devraj said that as a founder, you first need to believe in yourself, because everyone around you will give you hints and suggestions and add something in your life that I've got this big package, I've been in this, I'm doing this good. But as a founder, you'll face difficulties. But that difficulties are what make you what you are. Apart from others, they make you what you are. So Devraj just cited very important points. And the second thing he said that academics is very important for us. Even if you start your company, academics must be taken care of. That must not be ignored at any cost, because that is the first thing you have as a backup if anything happens. So Devraj, coming to that, your MasterTag business and the other venture is also working great. So what are your future plans for MasterTag? Do you plan on
Yeah.
opening any more ventures, or just going on with MasterTag as the company you're focusing on?
Yeah, so coming to this point, actually, MasterTag, for me, like it's a pretty big project, because MasterTag is actually just not a device which is attached to your device, like to your asset, but like MasterTag is going to be a voice to each and every non-living thing around us. So like it's a pretty big commitment from my side, and also like we are actually going to launch our product shortly, like within a couple of weeks. And apart from these things, we actually really have a great way of innovations through to actually find your assets. So like you can actually definitely help. You can actually expect from MasterTag that it's actually going to solve each and every everyday life problem which you will be facing in terms of your essentials. So like it's going to be a one-time solution for uh, entire tracking purpose of your assets. And then we actually have a user-friendly app where you can actually directly see the location of it. I can actually just show it once. Yeah. So like here, actually, you can actually just see the location of your keys, and then you can actually ring, and then like there are actually like multiple other features which will basically make your life easier. So we are on a mission to give a voice to these non-living assets, and definitely we are on the way to achieve it, and there's a long way to go. And so you guys can like definitely expect like it's actually going to be a big thing in India. Yeah.
So it is really a big thing in India. MasterTag was really an innovative idea. I found it very interesting myself. So coming to the other part, like how did you find the people for your startup? I guess it's not just you working for the startup. You have other members, right? who are working on the tech, and someone is working for the marketing and promotion, someone is managing something. So how did you find those like-minded people in your own college, in your own university, who are working towards a similar goal as yours? And how did you convince them that yeah, this is a good idea, हमें इस पे काम करना चाहिए, we should work on this together and it will be successful? Because most of my students are expecting like you think it is good, but how do we believe it is good? So how do you make them believe that it is a good idea?
Yeah. Like coming to this point, it actually started from my like previous startups where I actually had this experience in my previous startup, but actually in this present startup it was a bit easier because I actually had my team who actually worked with me in my previous startup. So like they were the best, and then like they are actually into this particular startup. So like in the actually beginning stage, like once you actually just know that there is something which you are going to build and it's going to look like this, you actually just have an imagination, and it's actually a pretty hard to like it's not a pretty hard definitely for an entrepreneur because he need to be the best presenter of his own product because it's been completely originated from him. So it's like what I basically do is whenever I actually get some idea, and then like I will actually first of all go through like the normal process what a startup needs to go through, like the market research, and then is this a real like proper time to launch this product,
Yeah,
and
so
then
Devraj, can you please explain
uh,
the steps for some future who's expecting to start a business or a startup from itself? Can you explain to them the steps that anyone has to go through
yeah.
before launching a startup? That would be great.
Yeah, so coming to this point, yeah, like it actually starts with a problem. You have a problem and you have an imaginative solution. First of all, you need to put that onto the paper so that you yourself can see that like onto the paper, and then you can actually make some iterations onto the same model, and then you will actually finally have this is the process of this idea, and this is what the steps how it's going to be solved. You have the idea. And then like number two, like I would actually like to suggest that before taking this idea to a other person who might be your co-founder or else who actually might be your founding team member or XYZ. First of all, I would like to mention that the founder himself need to work on that as he has a thing like the idea on the paper. So like basically paper in the sense you can really put on the paper, but like usually I will actually make the UI of the product. Like because I'm from architecture and also a UI UX designer. So it actually helped me to actually make the entire UI process. So I will make the UI and then like I'll be using the UI again and again because you can prototype and use that as if it's a real software. So it's like I'll be iterating and like seeing it, yeah, like this is something what I require. But how do you know that this is something what exactly people require? So here, first of all, before getting into the people, you will be doing your market research. Where is there a proper market to this particular product at this time in India? Like there will be graphs and stuff where you will just like analyze the entire process, and then the most important point comes after this is your competitors, where like, do you really have such product is existing in the market presently? If it is so, then how it is really different from your idea? So like here's where most of the people drop down their idea because they feel like there's a big competitor of mine. But actually coming to the point of MasterTag, we actually do have competitors like Apple, Samsung, and like the other people, other guys. So like here, even though there are like big companies who like the MNCs who are actually doing good shape, then being a beginner, you should not actually just go back. Like if there is something uniqueness in your idea, or else in your product, or else if there's something what is missing in them, and then you have achieved it. So and then like in the end of the day, you might know that they are not at all your competitors. So like in our case also, they are not at all our direct competitors. They are completely an indirect competitors. So like if I would have not started this, then it would be a like something I would have actually missed this opportunity, right? So like, it's like yeah, like coming to your competitors, you have finalized, you have seen everything, and you finally know that this is something like which is required. And then after that, you will be what do you say like knowing the like entire you need to understand the flow. You have build a working design prototype, so you know this is how it's going to look like, and then you need to actually know the flow of this. So like being a solo founder of this startup, so I actually work on like myself because of a couple of things that I had worked on e-commerce before in couple of internships, and then also worked in management from past 4 months, and then had some leadership roles in my school days. So these are all the things what helps you in actually making like to actually get the entire product done. So it's like you need to get to know the process, and then like if you feel like there is a coder required, like in the team, so like without a coder you can't build a product. So it's like if you require a coder, why you are thinking that you require a co-founder? You should not at all think like that. You should basically think that you require a coding team. So you can actually like if you have some basics of coding knowledge, then you can by your management you can get the product done. So like there is no required of a co-founder. But if you feel like this is entirely a tech product and expert in coding required, then you can definitely have one guy into that. So here you have a working prototype, a design prototype, so it would be easier to explain the other person who is getting onto the table. So and then like after this you have established the required number of stakeholders in the team, and then like what and all the people are going to do, and then you need to just start executing it to build a basic version of the product where you can actually have a trial of it, like because like this is one of the beautiful moment for us founder, where like the idea has been come onto the real life and it started making noise. Right. So like this is something what really makes you boosted. So trust me, in the stage of making your design UI or something like that, like which is on paper, that will actually give you more confidence. So like you need to be collecting each and everything in the process and like move on in the process. But here after this all these steps, you will be definitely having a working prototype, and then in the like in the way you will be getting into lot of other things which will definitely help you in the entire process. So it's all about getting started and passing on each and every step. So like there is you can actually call like there might be like 7 to 8 steps like which are common in every startups, but after a certain number, it will be entirely about you, your decisions, and you how you are going to make the entire process work. So it's like there's no need to worry that yeah, there's a lot of things ahead. Just the thing what you require is the other step. So this is the thing.
Yeah, that's all from my side. Would you like to give some advice or suggestion for someone who is looking out to starting his own company? A piece of advice, right? As we're wrapping up with the session.
Uh, Swaraj, can you further? Actually, did not hear you.
Okay. I just asked that as we are wrapping the session, so would you like to give some advice, some golden piece of advice that you discovered the hard way for someone who's going to starting his own startup?
Yeah, yeah, like definitely. So here, like I have actually explained a lot of things in the way. There are like lot of points which will actually just like just you can actually get started. So it's like just get get started, be in the process, and then it will like everything takes in the way. Like there is no like you should not have like not at all think that can I actually build a company? Can I like I am the person who is going to build a big MNC. Like, can I have a working office in Bangalore where there are a lot of employees where you're managing 500, 600 people? Can I do it? So here the catch is that don't think about that. That's not what you want to do right now. Right now you just wanted to bring your idea onto the paper. So this is how you get started. So just get started on what you want to do really, and then give a limited amount of time what you don't want to do, but they are required in your student life definitely. So just spend maximum amount of your time because you are going to do so when you just get started. It's all about getting started. Yeah.
So thank you, Devraj, for attending this event. And I want to thank you from the entire team of ISC IKGPTU for sparing some moments from your busy schedule to get and interact with us and share your insights on this topic. So we'll keep in touch in the further days. And we are looking forward to have your MasterCard product as soon as it is available in the market. So thank you, Devraj. And for everyone who has missed this session or has joined in the between, the session recording will be available in the official CRA channel of IKGPTU, and it will be uploaded after a few minutes. You can find it over there and share if you want. And you found this useful, you can just subscribe to the YouTube channel of CRA. Thank you.
Thank you for the entire team for having me today here. So I would actually like see like a couple of you guys like can actually just start and build great things in the future. And then anytime, always you guys are actually welcome to ping me on LinkedIn. So we can actually definitely get connected to actually build great things. So see you guys. Bye.
So for someone who wants to take Devaraj on LinkedIn, he's available on the same name, Devaraj S. So you can search him out and you can find him as the founder and CEO of MasterTag. So that's all for today. Thank you and have a nice day.